Hey, I'm Sasha, and today I'm talking about how I got into Ancestor work. So in 2016, I went to Sedona with a friend, and I did a sweat lodge with a local medicine person there. After we came out of the lodge, I lay down on a mat and looked up at all the stars, and I felt the presence of a loving, warm, feminine energy, and there was a message. It wasn't word for word, literal words in English. It was more like a mind share, like a feeling, like an intuitive knowing. And the message was, I'm holding you, I am holding you, and I will always hold you. And another way that I internalized it was like, I have loved you, I am loving you, I will always love you. So of course I was like, who is this person? I want to know this person. Then 3 months later, I was pregnant with our daughter. And the first trimester was really hard. Like, I was so sick, so nauseous. It was really tough. But at night, I started having these really vivid dreams of living with this group of women, like somewhere in the Philippines, Southeast Asia, somewhere there. And we were all in this long house with a straw roof. And it was awesome. We were just doing the things. We were gardening, we were cooking, we were taking care of kids. We were happy. I felt a deep sense of belonging. Over time, after many nights of these dreams, I came to a realization that they were family, but from a different time, like ancestors. As I kept having these dreams, I kept feeling this increasing urge to do something, to connect with them in like my waking life or something. So my friend had invited me to a workshop with the astrologer Cheney Nicholas, and they brought their friend, and we went to the workshop and it was awesome. And then afterwards we got tea, and I was telling them about these dreams, and I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something about it. I feel like they're asking me to do something. I don't know what to do. And the friend of my friend asked me, well, have you heard of ancestral medicine? And I hadn't. So when I got home, I went to ancestralmedicine.org, and I saw that Dr. Daniel Four, who's the founder of Ancestral Medicine, was just about to launch his first ever online course for ancestral lineage healing the next week. So I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. So I signed up and I started the work like right away. The course, which still exists, there's actually a course going on now. The course is really experiential. And so during the course, I began communicating and connecting with my mother's people, who I guessed was who these people were. And just like right off the bat, they were amazing, and they still are a profoundly healing presence in my life. Like, I am talking to them, relating with them, pretty much all the time. Multiple times a morning, one could say. During one of my first drop-ins with them, my ancestral guide introduced me to this animal. I saw wings, and then I saw a really long neck. And so as my ancestral guide on my mother's side is showing me these like glimpses in my mind's eye of this animal, I'm asking her, like, is it a swan? Is it a goose? Is it a, she's like, no. So I was like, okay. And then she told me her neck is shaped like an S, like S for Sasha. So after the session, I started Googling like white birds of Southeast Asia with S-shaped necks. And after doing some research, I found white heron. And so I dropped back in with my guide on my mother's side, and I asked them, is it white heron? Is that who you are introducing me to? And I finally got a yes. And I was like, okay, good. So I dropped in with heron, and the first thing she said to me was, when your mother dies, I will carry her. When you die, I will carry you. When your daughter dies, I will carry her to the land of our ancestors, to the place beyond the sea. And I just immediately, I felt so touched, and I felt the bigness of it. It was a feeling of, wow, this person is like holding me and my family with so much care. Come life or death, this person is going to carry me, you know? And I realized then that Heron and my mother's people were the people in Sedona who had spoken with me after the sweat lodge. And they still continue to be, Heron and my mother's people, that they are my number ones. You know, they are really the first people to swoop in when I need protection, when I need to feel like emotionally seen or held. Like, these are my people. Fast forward to a couple of months after that, when I gave birth to my daughter. I decided to have a home birth, and I didn't know that my daughter was posterior. So it ended up being like a 3-day labor. It was kind of stop and go, which is, I also didn't know this, but that is the nature of posterior births. So anyway, around day 2 and a couple of hours, my midwife, who was there with us in our Brooklyn apartment at the time, our midwife was saying to me, hey, if you're tired, we can totally go to the hospital. I wasn't so rigid about how the birth had to be. At the end of the day, I just wanted a chill birth and a healthy baby and a healthy mama. You know, that's what I wanted. So we were like, yeah, maybe it's time to go to the hospital, because I was at that point getting really tired, as you can imagine. So before we decided to like make a decision here or there, I was like, I just want to get into the pool and relax a little bit. Like, I'd love to doze off if I could. And supposedly the pool, like birthing pools, are really good for that. We had like an inflatable blow up pool in our living room. I got in the pool, laid my head back, and I just started talking to my mother's mothers. And I was like, grandmothers, I'm tired. I can't wait to meet our daughter, and also I need your help. Like, please help this to be easeful and okay, and yeah, like really hold me in this. I think that they were there all along, but as soon as I like consciously engaged them, they came right away, and they were like, we are here, we got you. And they showed me this unbreakable chain of my mother, my grandmother, her mother, her mother, her mother, her mother, her mother, mother, all the way down through time, who were giving birth to their children. And especially since I knew that I was giving birth to our daughter, I knew that I was also kind of continuing this lineage of females, like of women. And then I felt them circle around the pool, and they began singing a song to me. It was the song that my best friend had my friends and family sing at our blessing way or baby party, which is I'm Opening Up. It goes something like, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. And they sang that song to me for hours there in the bathing pool. My midwife at some point came in to check on me, and she was like, you're 8 centimeters dilated. Like, we're having this baby here right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'll never forget, it warms my heart so much. I'll never forget what a sweet experience it was to birth our daughter with my ancestors. And yeah, it was just the best. The following year, I began working with my mother's father's people who are indigenous to southern China. And one of the messages I got about these people was that I have a call, I have a calling to work with ancestors. And this is where a lot of my medicine, which means like the gift that I'm giving to the world, this is where my medicine is coming from. And specifically, it's coming from those people, my mother's father's people, because they have a really long, ancient, unbroken chain of relating and revering ancestors and calling on our elders or our ancestors to support us in this world and to support them in theirs. And another cool message that I got from these ones is that my daughter is an ancestor returned from that lineage, which means that that lineage, my mother's father's people, like she comes from them and she was kind of birthed from them, which also sort of makes sense about why I started doing ancestor work while I was pregnant with her. And so it's been about 5 years since I first began this journey, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It has been deeply healing, deeply joyous, and I kind of can't imagine it going any other way. I'm thankful. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about getting into ancestor work or doing ancestral healing, feel free to comment down below. And if you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.